at the pool. And not like this hotel, is something special. After we did the research and we're looking for a hotel, seems like most of the hotels on Bali are like that. Let's see the room. Let's do a little room tour. This is our adorable hotel, aka little bamboo house. The room looks like this. It's a bed. Okay, and the bathroom. So here's a place for the shower, and you also have a bathtub. Let me introduce our new friend, our scooter for the next 2 days. It was quite cheap, only 9 euros for 2 days, right?
Bali is quite a big island, and in order to see it well, you'll have to get your own transport means. Generally, the most popular and convenient transport on Bali are scooters. And this is how most locals and tourists get around. And it's very understandable because in comparison to costs, scooters are much cheaper and they're much more suitable for the narrow Balinese roads. Traditionally, we start our first day on this beautiful island with the yummy breakfast. Philip got himself some eggs and I got this beautiful smoothie bowl. And after the breakfast, very happy and full of energy, we started exploring Canggu district, the area we were staying for the first 2 days. The first place we visited was a famous local market where you can get anything from locally produced clothes and jewelry to all sorts of souvenirs and even home decor. Since most of the people who shop here are tourists, the goods here can be quite overpriced, so make sure to bargain, and if you're persistent, you will get very good deals.
Now I'm next door at the party while you jaw jacking. You know it's a shot in the rarest and the raw fashion. I'm still trying to figure how this all happened.
There is not so much to see and do in Canggu itself, but it's a great place to stay for a couple of days as the first stop on your Bali itinerary. It has a great location and is close to the seaside as well as to the central Bali. We decided to leave visiting the coast for the evening and first headed towards central Bali to see a nearby temple. Although Bali is a part of Indonesia, which is the most populous Islamic country in the world, the official religion on Bali is Balinese Hinduism, and the island is predominantly Hindu. Temples here usually have an entrance fee and all the visitors are required to wear the so-called sarong, which is this long piece of cloth worn wrapped around the waist. Generally, Balinese people are very religious and they spend around 1/4 of their budget on religious ceremonies and accessories. Besides, they have lots of religious holidays during which they decorate the temples and the streets with different symbolic ornaments and hold specific ceremonies. Me and Philip witnessed one of such ceremonies on our very first day on Bali, and it was very impressive. Meanwhile, we reached the coast. Actually, many people don't know that most of the beaches on Bali have black sand and they're much more suitable for surfing rather than swimming because there are quite big waves here. But we didn't come here to swim. The reason we chose this particular beach was because it's a perfect spot to watch the sunset and you can ride your scooter here literally next to the ocean. It was actually really fun and me and Philip were really enjoying ourselves until we...
Sorry. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay.
We were expecting this to happen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
hard place. You okay? Yeah. Are you okay?
yeah, it's alright.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I will go myself.
Wait a second.
Walk, okay?
Don't worry guys, we landed quite well and we just continued riding and even decided to fly our new baby drone for the first time.
It ain't my fault. Every little thing got a price, that's what I thought. That's what they taught. Yeah, I'ma take my chance till I drop. You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space to be thinking.
A very good morning from Bali. It's our second morning here and yesterday I wasn't vlogging a lot because we were too tired and I also wanted to just enjoy the moment and relax. So today I wanted to record And I'm gonna tell you guys what we've been doing for these 2 days. So let's start from the beginning. We came to Bali from Poland, so we had a very long flight. We spent almost 1.5 days on the road. We started from Poland, then we went to Istanbul. We had the transfer there, and we spent a couple of hours there at the airport. Then we went to Singapore and spent, I think we had like 6 hours at the airport, but the airport is super cool. But I will talk to you later about Singapore when I will be making vlogs from there, because on the way back from Bali we're gonna stay there for 2 days and I will definitely gonna vlog. So let's move on to Bali. After Singapore we went straight to Bali, but when we arrived it was like already evening. It was 7 or something, but it gets dark here quite early. It's at 6:20. I think the sunset is at 6:20. So it was already dark. We were super tired, so the only thing we did is just like we went straight to bed to our hotel, because we arranged the driver with a car beforehand, and I highly recommend everyone to do that, because just to spare yourself the trouble of looking for a car at the airport, it's very convenient when someone is already waiting for you. And it took us around an hour to get from the airport to our hotel, because we booked our hotel in Canggu. This is this kind of the nomad district of Bali. It's quite close to the beach, but at the same time it's located like between Ubud, the central Bali, and the beach, so the location is quite nice. And we decided to stay here for 2 nights. So yesterday we had the first day, and the first impression of Bali is like, oh my god, they call it the island of gods, and I think it makes sense. It's just the most beautiful place I've ever seen. I mean, look at this vegetation. Look at this vegetation. This is the yard of our hotel, by the way. A gorgeous place. I could never imagine that we could have this kind of hotel for the money we paid. I will write the price on the screen, and it's just unbelievable. We have a private like pool, all this vegetation, adorable house, and it was quite cheap. So Bali has been on our list for many years. Since we first went to China, we wanted to come here, and finally we are here. Yesterday I was just trying to be present, be in the moment, and enjoy the idea, the realization that we're finally here. We were driving through the island. We didn't have like lots of plans for yesterday because we were quite tired and we wanted to take it slow. So we first went to have some breakfast, and the breakfast cafes here are just amazing. We had very yummy smoothie bowl and avocado toast and stuff, and then we went to see some of the local beaches, and also one temple. And on the way back to Canggu we also went through some local markets. So it was quite a chill day. We took it at slow pace. So today we're gonna explore and go to the beach side and see more temples. But if it comes to the first impression of Bali, I think that it's a very interesting place culturally for sure, but also in a way that it's a kind of a mix of Asian and Western culture, because you're obviously in Asia and you can see it by everything there, like by traffic most of all, because it's just crazy. Scooters, cars, as everyone goes in their way. It's quite I wouldn't say that it's like dangerous to drive here, but you definitely need to have some skills. Yeah, and if you're not used to Asian traffic, then you better take a scooter class or something like that. But yeah, it's quite tricky. Luckily I have Philip, so he does all the hard work. He is the driver, and yeah, you can feel it that you're in Asia in many things, but at the same time there's so many strong Western elements here, like all these fancy cool hotels, beach bars, these breakfast cafes with amazing choice, super healthy foods, these nice hotels, like the infrastructure, I don't know, like lots of things just are reminding you of the West. And maybe that's why Bali is a good place kind of to start your trip in Asia, if you're up to it, because it's kind of Asia but with a strong Western culture influence. So yeah, it's a beautiful place, and I totally understand why people come here and stay, because this place definitely has something. And today we're going to continue our exploration of the island. I would say start, because yesterday we didn't have like a lot of things to do. We wanted to chill and take it easy. So today we're gonna go and explore more of the island, and I will be vlogging. Also we bought a drone, which I'm super excited about, so we will be shooting a lot of beautiful shots.
On our next day on Bali, we decided to continue exploring the coast, and our first destination was one of Bali's most famous temple, Tanah Lot. To get to the main entrance to the temple, you will first have to walk through quite a long shopping street with lots of local produce. Generally, the whole area of the temple is very big and it's very green, plus it's located just next to the ocean, and all this together makes the area look unbelievably beautiful. There are so many beautiful tropical trees and flowers all around you that it's worth coming here just to see this greenery. Generally, flowers and fruit are the main components of the offerings to gods that Balinese people make on a daily basis. If you happen to visit Bali during one of its many religious holidays, you might get lucky to see one of such very interesting religious symbols. These are called penjors, and they're a Hindu symbol of prosperity.
I might come running back when our hearts get back on track. When the stars line up, that's that. I've been attached, just looking out.
We spent around 2 hours in Tanah Lot and got very hungry, so we decided to head back to Canggu to eat something. After a small research, which we always do, we found a place that is a very popular breakfast spot on Bali, and it's called Crate Cafe. The place is famous for its quite big portions with fresh ingredients and all that at a very reasonable price. We were very satisfied with the place, but there is no breakfast without a proper dessert. So our next stop was a famous local bakery cafe, known for its great pastry. Generally, breakfast is what Bali does best, and local breakfast spots deserve a separate video. There is such a great variety of choice, and most of the places are super stylish and they have great atmosphere. Here, for the first time, we tried a green croissant made from a local plant called klepon, which is then mixed with coconut sugar and other ingredients, and it was really good. Me and Philip both studied and lived in China for 3 years, and we have also been to many other Asian countries, so we kind of know what Asian traffic means, and Bali was another proof to that. Central parts of Bali are known for their terrible traffic jams, and we experienced them ourselves. Guys, traffic here is such a mess. The roads are narrow and 2 cars can already create a jam. Meanwhile, there are so many scooters that are trying to overpass the cars from both sides, and they even ride on the pavement. Everyone is beeping and screaming, and it creates a total chaos.
How are you feeling?
Blessed.
Stressed, he meant.
Meanwhile, me and Philip arrived in Seminyak, which is another coastal district of Bali. It's known for its high-end hotels, restaurants, resort villas, and lots of expensive boutiques. But the reason we came here was to visit one of Bali's most famous beach clubs.
On our way.
Anyone who plans to visit Bali, guys, make sure to visit one of its beach clubs.
Philip, have you lost your shoes? Flip-flops?
The entrance to this particular club was free, but in order to get a seat or be able to use the pool, you had to order some drinks or some food. I mean, seriously, it's totally worth the money, and me and Philip fell in love with this place. The vibe here is just amazing. They offer great music, great service, and you can enjoy watching the sunset straight from the pool while sipping your coconut water. Before coming to Bali, I had heard many people saying that sunsets here are special. And after that evening, I couldn't agree more. We spent here quite a few hours and watched the sunset from the pool, which was unbelievably beautiful. It was only our second day on the island, and we were already so impressed and so in love with it that I could not wait for what was to come. And of course, we're planning to share all of that with you guys, so stay tuned. Bye!
No, this ain't the time for the two of us.